Hello, New Wave of British Heavy Metal.com here today. It's the 30th of March 2024. Usual quick request, and that's if I could ask you to please subscribe to the channel, because that'd be great, big help and appreciated. So click the button if you would. Today, proper good one here. Michael Schenker Group, Is It Loud Enough? 1980 to 1989. This is a superb 6-disc box set. Comprises Michael Schenker Group's first 4 studio albums from 1980s, 2 discs of various demos and alternative versions and stuff like that. Nice 52-page booklet with, liner notes, interviews, the whole 9 yards in a nice sturdy box case as well. Great stuff, really is. Because if we go back to the history of MSG or Michael Schenker Group, whichever you prefer, it's the late 1970s. Schenker's left UFO after Strangers in the Night, and there's all sorts of stories about why, but look them up. After that, he had a brief dalliance back with Scorpions, didn't he? Popping up on their classic album Love Drive here and there. What does he do next? Well, what else would you do? You'd form your own band, wouldn't you? And that's exactly what Schenker did. Self-titled it Michael Schenker Group. And what can you say about those first 4 albums from back then? Peerless, stunning, bombastic, classic heavy rock. Schenker's at the top of his game. And for me, this was his best work in that period. Those first 4 albums in the 80s, his best work over his entire career. Because let's face it, some of it's been a bit patchy, hasn't it? But back then, who could touch him? Who could touch him? I still recall as a young lad nipping into town one Saturday morning, going into good old Bradley's Records in Sheffield. Anyone remember them? If you're from Sheffield back then, Bradley's Records. But buying the self-titled debut, spinning it, and just being awestruck, and seeing them on the tour as well. Marvellous. That debut album, it's simply stunning from first note to last, isn't it? Schenker peels off the big riffs, the chords, the jaw-dropping solos, effortlessly, and each song's instantly memorable, unforgettable. You got the crushing Armed and Ready that kicks it off. What a riff. Cry for the Nations, Victim of Illusion, Feels Like a Good Thing. None of this stuff takes any prisoners, does it? And that's just side 1. Side 2's just as good. We've got that infectious instrumental into the arena. Huge epic of Lost Horizons that shuts it out, featuring, I think, one of Schenker's defining solos. It's so remarkable. Such a classic album. And, here we are with Schenker being able to do his own thing on his own terms, with it being his band. And not perhaps under any restraints that he might have been a member of UFO and whatnot. But though let's take nothing away from what he did with UFO either. Anyway, next up, they followed up that remarkable debut with the second album, which was simply titled MSG. And what a lineup there! You got Paul Raymond, you got Cozy Powell, you got Chris Glenn. But you got Gary Barden on. He remained on vocals, and to me, I've never managed to quite get on with Barden's style, but that's just me. But the album, marvellous stuff again. I mean, what you got here? You got Ready to Rock, Attack of the Mad Axe Man. That's just simply ridiculously good. On and On is kind of like weirdly atmospheric. Let Sleeping Dogs Lie's got one of the great riffs that stays in your head for months. And then, just to contrast that, you've got Never Trust a Stranger, which was written by Paul Raymond, a glorious sort of like sweeping ballady type thing. Stunning album again. And then, just a year later in 1982, we got Assault Attack, and that keeps up the quality to the ridiculous heights of the first 2. Barden was gone. In came Graham Bonnet for, in my view, an instant uplift in vocal quality. And there's yet more stunning stuff here. What we got Dancer, which is a bit poppy. The Storming Samurai, the great desert song, and the hook-laden Searching for a Reason. The following year, they didn't muck about back then, did they? Spending 7 years recording an album. It was bang, bang, bang. But, So here we go. Built to Destroy. Well, Bonnet was gone. He was out. No pun intended. If you don't know why, look it up. Look up the story. And Barden was recalled. And whilst Built to Destroy is not a bad album, I think it's a dip in quality compared to the first three. But how do you keep that run of quality up? To me, Built to Destroy sounds a little bit tired, as though they were running out of steam a little bit. But it's not bad. It's not great. And indeed, you know, after Built to Destroy, Schenker disbanded the Michael Schenker group. He went on to team up with Robin McAuley, and that was titled the McAuley Schenker group, of course, because then you can retain MSG, can't you, in that order. But either way, make no mistake that those first three Michael Schenker group albums from the early 80s, stone cold, done deal classics, and Schenker truly stamped his mark on one of the rock guitar greats, I think, back then. Then we've got 2 discs of demos and alternative versions and stuff like that, which are interesting. And as is the booklet, you know, 50 odd pages, liner notes, interviews, and all sorts of stuff. I would imagine that there's a fair chance that, you know, if you've followed Schenker over his career, you've probably got one, some, or all of those first 4 albums. And if you have, then this box set's probably one for completists to bag the bonus stuff. But if you're not familiar with Schenker on any level, just pick this up and be blown away with how good it is. You know, we've got a master at his best here. Just indescribably fantastic. At the time of recording this, the 30th of March 2024, it's just been released. And you know, you've got that 6 discs in a box set and all the rest of it for around about, well, it varies depending on where you go. It's around about £40 ish. And then which is that, you know, that's for 6 discs, booklet, etc. for £40 ish. And compare that with the silly price that's currently being shown for the upcoming Black Sabbath Anno Domini 1989 to 1985 box set of around 90 quid for 4 CDs and some extras. I mean, how can you justify 90 quid for 4 CDs and 1 or 2 extras when you've got 6 here, classic stuff, for less than half that? Anyway, semantics aside, Michael Schenker Group, is it loud enough? It certainly is, and it's more than good enough. Remarkable. I'll put link in the description below, as always, to it on Amazon, and also the Amazon Music version if you prefer MP3 or whatever it is. But pick up CDs. It's peerless stuff, really is. So that's that. Please subscribe to the channel before you go, because that'd be marvellous. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and take care.